Our top story right now, though, are the continuing clashes over that search of Mar-a-Lago and whether more information will come out about a path to what was an unprecedented search of an ex-president's home in all of our history. Well, today we're seeing a judicial ruling about releasing more information for the first time. This would be new beyond what we learned about the warrant. So we have a written explanation of this ruling, which came down where the DOJ can suggest redactions. Some more information may also be released in a process by this judge. Now, Trump has said he wants extra information released. Today, the judge indirectly suggested that Trump and some other MAGA attacks on law enforcement will actually make that harder and less likely. The ruling citing how, for one example, the conservative website Breitbart, which used to be run by Steve Bannon, who's awaiting his sentencing, how that website, under its current ownership, leaked a version of the original warrant with FBI agent names on it. Most news outlets, including this one, strictly avoid that kind of disclosure of individuals' names unless there was a major journalistic reason. And the judge referred to the harassment and the attacks that those agents then endured, as well as attacks on other law enforcement, largely from right-wing Trump allies lately. Meanwhile, the former president has struggled to settle, if you will, or pick one legal strategy in this controversial case that has been really going now for a couple weeks and drawn a lot of attention, but someone known for PR, the former president, certainly has not had a single or strong message. And we here on The Beat recently heard from a top Trump lawyer who actually, I should say from a top lawyer who turned down Trump. So Trump wanted him to be a Trump lawyer. He declined the assignment, but we had him here for an interview. And this is what's newsworthy tonight. He suggested that Trump's team had erred by failing to request more independent oversight for the search materials, suggesting how the lawyers could have requested a special master for basically one more layer of review. Here was that exchange.
I would immediately have gone to court and asked for the appointment of a special master. I would not trust the government to be doing that.
Let me just slow you down, and then you can continue. But you're making an interesting legal point, which, again, the law, as you emphasized earlier, is different from one's political or personal feelings about the various players involved. You're saying that, given your experience in this field, you think the right, adept legal move would have been to try to get the court, a judge, to force more independence on that situation.
I think that's what I would have done, but it's not my original idea. It's happened several times in the Southern District of New York, including in the Giuliani case.
So that's a legal concept, a option that was discussed. It is very late for this kind of move because they've been under review already, but here's the news breaking late today. Dun-da-da. Donald Trump seeking an order to appoint a special master in a new filing late Monday. The move gives Trump a chance to at least look like he's fighting for something else, something more. But I want to be clear, even this new filing and nothing else that we've seen changes what I've been reporting for you, that none of these legal moves attack the search head on as somehow illegal. Trump's strategy has been more defense than offense, and that may be simply because his team knows he would lose any effort to try to get the search declared illegal. It was already approved by a magistrate judge as legal once. But the defensive approach is even drawing fire on Fox News.
We believed that Judicial Watch and some of the other parties actually had argued it quite well.
Are you not concerned that because you didn't join any of these motions for, again, the full release of this affidavit, that you're then waiving possible objections to the way redactions are being done by the Justice Department later on?
We haven't waived our right, and that still is maintained. We need to wait and see.